Hello everyone, it's Natasha from Treasure Books. This is a tutorial on how to make these journals using a paper bag like this or a sandwich bag. I have written down all of the steps in detail here so you guys will be able to follow. Everything is going to be time-stamped down below so you can jump from section to section if you need to, or if you need to come back to the video you will be able to easily do so and go back to where you're up to. So first I thought I'll show you the journal. We'll be making this journal. Everything will be done together on camera. So I'll show you inside so you can decide whether you want to proceed. This is the front cover and that's the back cover. And we've got a seam binding over here. Got one signature in there. I'm not going to go into great detail because I don't want this video to be too long, but there's a pocket there, there's a little flip down over here, and that serves as a belly band for this tag that I've got over here. And then inside we're using all different types of pages. We go through everything together, all the sewing and the embellishments and things like that. I will give you a number of pages and the size of the journal. We've got a little faux kind of a belly band over here and a little booklet over here. So this is a requested tutorial. I've made these journals before and I asked you guys if you wanted to see a tutorial and a lot of you said yes. So I hope that you find this video inspiring and I hope that you make something beautiful today. And we've got some pockets over here and we've got the back over here. I hope you enjoy, have fun, and let's begin. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is open the bottom of the bag and tidy up this edge here. So all of our paper bags will look different, but this is what I do. So I want that to be a pocket, so of course I'm going to open that up. And now my paper bag has this perforated edge here. I'm going to trim that down a little bit because this will be my front and that's going to get damaged over time. So I'm just going to trim off those perforations, but I'm going to keep these ones here. And then once I do this, I'm going to give you the measurements of my bag. Okay, so I have got both of the ends cut. So then I'll have pockets on each side. And that's giving me these dimensions, 6.5 by 9.5. So it just in case you wanted to know the exact measurements, but once again, it all depends on what kind of a paper bag you have at home. So now I want this, I don't know if you can see these where the bag was glued down together. I want that to be all covered. So this is going to be my outside. So this will be my inside and this will be my front. So I will know by this that that's the front of my bag. So at this point, I'm just going to fold my bag in half just to make sure that everything is lining up perfectly. And then I'll open it up. All right, so the next thing, step 2 is choosing decorative paper. So I'm going to use this one here. And now we need to cut to size. So basically what we want to do is we want to cut a scrapbook paper or decorative paper slightly smaller than our paper bag, so just slightly smaller. So this is how I measure. I place it all the way almost to the corner, but I'm leaving a little bit of space up the top. Just need to line it up nicely, and I'm just going to mark where I need to cut, and I'm doing the same thing down the bottom over here and just marking where I need to cut. And here we go. I've got my paper cut to size. I'm just going to check that everything is nice and even and perfect. And I'll see if I can zoom you in so you can see a little bit better. So you can see I've left a tiny little bit of space up the top and a little bit of space down the bottom as well. And now I have a little bit of space over here and a little bit of space over here. But what I want to do is, because these corners here are kind of rounded, I'm just going to round the front corners and I'm going to leave these ones the way they are because they offer more protection for the corners of the journal. And here we go. So I've rounded those corners and that's all ready to go. So the next thing I'm going to do is ink all of the edges because that gives it a nice finished look, but it's optional. And I'm actually going to sew around. So I am sewing around this piece. I'm not sewing it onto the bag because that's going to close my bag shut. So just going to show you. See over here how this looks. You can see that sewing all around. See that? That's what we're doing. And then you've also got the pockets here that are open. So it's almost like faux sewing, right? It looks like it's sewn onto the bag, but it's not. I'm just going to ink those edges slightly so I don't have this white sort of look there. And it gives it a nice finish. It doesn't look like it's been cut, which it has been. It looks like it was made to be this size. I hope that makes sense. It kind of seals that edge. And now off to the sewing. Okay, so I'm just going to do a straight stitch on my machine, and I'm starting in, this is my bottom part. I'll show you once it's done and it will make sense. So I'm just starting there using a standard needle that came with the machine and just doing a really simple straight stitch all the way around. These rounded corners are always a little bit tricky to get perfect, and so I just do it. I don't really know how to do it properly, so I just do it just little bit by little bit, just like this. It doesn't take very long because it's just the two corners there, and then it's done. And I finish off right where I started. So I started here and then came all the way around and finished off here, and I'm just going to tie a knot here. I'll show you how in a moment. Okay, so here's my sewn piece, and because I like my edges to be really neat, like you can see here, you can't see the thread. So what I do is I flip it over and I use something sharp like this pokey tool. And then I try and get, so I've got two threads on the inside, and I just pull on them gently until I can pull onto the ones that are on this side. I want them to come inside the cover. I want them all on the inside, all 4 threads. So now I'm just going to tie a simple knot. And once again, I use my pokey tool to make sure that that knot comes all the way. I know it's hard to see, but you can see that little knot there, and now I'm just going to trim this off, and that way we can't see anything from the outside. It finishes it beautifully. Okay, so now we have this ready to go, and the next thing we're going to do is glue this scrapbook paper to our paper bag, and we need to lay it under something heavy to dry. Alright, so I'm first going to apply a little bit of this glue stick, but I'm not relying on the glue stick to keep anything glued down for longer periods of time, but it's just an extra glue that I like to add, I guess. Use the best glue that you have. And preferably if you have something like Fabri-Tac, that would be great, but PVA glue will work as well. So I've got a little bit of glue stick on there. Now I'm going to add a little bit of PVA glue. I do, if you know me in my videos, you might know that I do like to go over the top with glue because I want to make sure that everything stays down for many years to come. So I'm not being stingy with glue, and now I'm using this glue, Boilcraft glue, which is very similar to Fabri-Tac. It's an acetone based glue, and it doesn't warp the pages, and it dries very quickly. So I really like to use this glue on the edges and around the sewing thread. So I'm not actually applying it directly onto the thread, just right next to it. So when I press it down, it is going to spread onto the thread. I have some sort of a rag ready. All right, get my paper bag ready. So I know that I'm just making sure that, yes, this will be my front. Okay, so I am gluing on this side, and I want the rounded edges right there at the front. And now I'm just going to make sure that I position this perfectly, because once it's down, it's down. It's not going to be able to move be moved around. So I want to have exactly the same space up the top and down the bottom, and I'm just going to play around a little bit just before I press down on it. So I'm quite happy with that. I don't know if you can see there's a little bit of a gap there, and then there's also a little bit of a gap down the bottom, and I'm happy with this. So now I'm just going to press it down, usually start from the middle and work to the edges, just in case if I have some glue seeping out, I want to be able to pick that up straight away with my rag. You can use something like a bone folder too. That helps the glue spread really nicely, and it helps our scrapbook paper to be adhered really well. So once you have a finished project like this, I don't want these edges to start coming off. So I do spend quite a bit of time making sure that everything is glued down. I want the edges to be really glued down. And I'm just going to tidy up now the edges here. Just press down firmly, pick up any glue that might be seeping out, and there doesn't seem to be any at the moment, so that's good. Okay, and now what I want to do is wait until this dries completely before I refold it. Alright, now I'm going to place this under something heavy to dry for a couple of hours or overnight. I'm going to go and pop this under some books to dry nice and flat. What we can do in the meantime is we can prepare the front piece and the back piece and closure and all that sort of stuff. For my front piece, this is what I'm going to use on the journal that I'm making. I have a tutorial on how to create these journal cover embellishments. I'm going to link that video here somewhere up there and down in the description box below as well, if you wanted to go and make some of these. But they're very simple. It's just a file folder which I've stamped on. I have a book page and I have a central piece, so it's, you know, ripped edges, that kind of thing. And so that's going to look like this. And for the back piece, which is this one here, and basically what these serve as is the closure. So they decorate the journal and they're also keeping the closure in place. So for the back piece, what I'm using is just a tea-dyed piece of watercolor paper. That's all this is. So it's just tea-dyed cardstock. Any sort of cardstock will do. So what I'm going to do here is with this one, I just want to round the corners because it makes it look nicer. Gives, I think anyway, it looks quite nice at the back. Rounded the corners, and I will also go ahead and just do a straight stitch all around. You can see here, ties it all in nicely. It's also kind of a faux stitch. It doesn't really go through anything, doesn't go through the cardstock or the paper bag, but definitely not something that you have to do. And I might just ink the edges a little bit once again, just to seal that edge, make it look nice, and then I'll do the sewing. Okay, so my back piece is ready to go now. I've done a straight stitch all around, exactly same as I've done on the scrapbook paper, so that's ready to go. And I've also chosen my seam binding that I'm going to use as a closure. If you're in Australia, I get all of my seam binding from Which Craft Do You Do. So this I think is going to look nice with these tones. Something you want to keep in mind for your closure, you want it to be completely flat, so which is why I wrote seam binding or ribbon. So for example, this, not that I would use this color for this journal, but you can see that it's very bulky, and we don't want that. This is going to be glued down under our front piece, and it has to be as flat and as flush as possible with the cover. So things like this, nice and flat, yes. Things like this, bulky, chunky, no. So I wouldn't want to use that. I want something really nice and flat like this. Now that the cover is dry, my next step and the final step in making the cover is to add my front and back piece and the seam binding. So first thing I'm going to do is just measure out approximately how much seam binding I need and cut to size. So firstly, of course, I need to refold my journal. And I'm just going to use a bone folder here on the crease. Okay, and now I'm just approximately going to see how much I need. I don't usually measure anything, I just sort of did it approximately, but this is 27 inches long. So I definitely want to have enough seam binding over here to be able to tie the journal very nicely. It's better to have a little bit of extra than not to have enough. My next step is gluing my seam binding onto my cover, but because this is quite a thin type of material, any glue that I apply is going to seep right through the fabric and be visible. So I can't actually apply the glue all around. So that's what I mean here. We need to glue some of the seam binding, but only under the parts that will be covered. So I just kind of look at, you know, just approximately. First I'm going to find the center so that I know exactly where this needs to go. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I like to know sort of approximately where my center is. And especially when I'm sewing the signatures, I want the seam binding to be right in the middle, so it can be sewn in that spot too, right in the middle. That's why I do this. I like to have it right in the center. I'm just going to crease my ribbon right there in the middle, so I know that that part goes onto the spine. So just like that, just so I know approximately where the middle is. I know that it's there. And now I need to apply glue here and then place this seam binding on top. But I want to check first how much of the seam binding is going to be covered. So this is all approximate. I'm not kind of measuring anything. I'm just approximately going to decide whereabouts to put the glue. That looks about right. And now I can see my center crease here, so I'm going to pop that onto the spine over here and then sort of press this down into place. That's perfect. And now I'm going to do the same over here on this side, but I can apply a little bit more glue because this back piece is wider, so add as much strength to it as I possibly can. See what I mean by the glue seeping through? We don't want that to be visible. I'm folding in half to make sure that this is all nice and centered. Perfect. Sort of tighten a little bit. And now that that's in place, I'm going to glue these two pieces down and then I'm going to leave it to dry. So I'll start with the front piece. Once again, I'm applying a few different types of glue just to make sure that everything's going to stay on there, not move around, and especially because this piece has to hold down the closure as well, so I really want to make sure that it's not going to budge. Okay, and now I'm gluing my front piece down, trying to position it the way I like, and just press down really firmly. Get any glue seepage if there's any, get it off right away so that we don't see any of that. That's looking good. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same for the back piece. Here we go. Just make sure that it's positioned the way that I want it. I want it to be equal, sort of, you know, top to bottom and side to side. And I'm quite happy with that. Now I just need to make sure that it's all nice and adhered, so I'm just burnishing it down. And here we go. So that's all adhered down, and now I'm going to once again place it under something heavy for it to dry. If you're wondering why I didn't do the scrapbook paper and then all of this all at once and then leave it all to dry, it's because the glue that I'm using, PVA glue, this one here, is water-based, and it means that it warps paper. So if I was to glue the scrapbook paper down and then I'm working on these pieces and measuring this and all of that, I'm afraid that this is going to start warping and lifting and drying while it's not completely glued down. So that's why I like to do it in stages. So now that this is done, I'm going to leave this to dry under something heavy, and I'm going to start on my signatures. Now for my signatures, the first thing I like to do is prepare a template. This is completely optional, but basically what this is some type of a cardstock that I like to cut down to be the exact size of the inside, or of my finished signature to be on the inside. So this is just a guide that I like to have, and you'll see how it comes handy throughout. Next thing we do is preparing papers that you're going to use in your signature. I have one signature and I use 15 sheets of folded pages. That will give me 60 pages front and back. I am going to start, I'll just show you what type of papers I've got. So I have some vellum paper, cardstock, music paper, baking sheet. I've got a doily, tea-dyed paper, or different sort of hues of tea-dyed paper. This is origami paper. and then just lined paper. This is Easter dye paper, wrapping, so all that sort of different types and colors. I've got a scrapbook piece of paper over here and more tea dye paper. So that's my 15 pages I'm going to use. The next thing I'm going to do is start to cut them to size, and I am going to keep in mind that some of these I want to have as pockets. So I'll just show you right away so you know what we are doing. I want the scrapbook paper is going to be made into a pocket, so it has to be, I have to leave it long. I can't cut it completely to size with my template that I've shown you. So some of those things I have to keep in mind. This also is going to be a pocket, and then there's also another pocket over here. So some of the pages I'm going to leave long. So we'll do it all together and it will make sense. So I like to have my template handy just so I can straight away see if my pages need to be, you know, higher or lower. So I actually also use this as a guide. For example, on this one I'll show you in a moment. I use this as a guide to trim down my papers to the correct size. So that's why I like to have this template throughout this process. At this point, I am mostly concerned about the height of my pages, because as you probably know if you've been making journals for a little while, the more pages you put into a signature, the more the middle pages start to come out or jut out. So if I make them all the same size, in the end, they're still not going to be completely straight here. We'll have some pages sort of sticking out there. So at the moment I'm mostly concerned about the height of my pages, and then in the end when I've got all of my pages in there, I can come in and trim down the edges here. Now this page here is going to be the normal size over here, and then it's going to be a pocket over here. So what I'm going to do is, because it's a shorter page, I'm going to trim this down and I'm going to put it aside. I'm not going to put it into my signature yet because I still don't know exactly where my fold will have to be. I will find that out once all of my papers are in the signature. It will all make more sense once we actually get to it. Okay, so that's going to the side. So you could always, of course, place everything into a signature first, and then once you have your signature ready, then do your trimming down. I find that with 15 pages, it gets very, very thick, and then it's hard to have a nice clean cut. So that's the only reason why I do it this way. But if you feel like it's easier to do it a different way, of course you do it whichever way you want. I have to use magazine pages in my paper cutter to give me a clean cut because my blade is very blunt, and I have tried all the sharpening tricks there are out there with the foil and all of that, and none of it works because it's a very cheap cutting blade, and it's very old and it's very blunt. So I just found a way of how I'm still able to use it. Now this scrapbook piece is also another piece that's going to be in a pocket, so I am leaving this to the side and I'm going to come back to it in a moment. Now for this one here, my last and middle signature page, I want that to be a pocket, so I want to fold it up this way. So I'm just going to use my template, and this is why I like to have this, it comes in handy. And I'm going to see, so that will be the perfect height, and I'm just going to make that pocket here, and I'll fold in half and trim off the excess. As you can see, they're all the same height, apart from of course the pieces that I want to be smaller, but I think I just need to swap these two because that's the way that I have it in this journal. Okay, so everything is in order, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it down to my exact size. So now we have my template over here, and I know that my pages cannot be larger than this. So I'm just going to line this up with my very first page over here. And I'm just going to mark just about there where I need to cut. I'm really paying attention over here, really pushing this middle signature down, middle page, because once it's bound, it's going to be tight in here. So that's why I'm doing that before I'm cutting, because if I didn't, and then I cut, and then I'm going to have pages that are not lining up. Okay, and now I'm just going to cut the excess. And this is why I don't want to have any pages in here that are supposed to be pockets, because if I miscalculate, I am going to cut right through that pocket. So that's why I leave that to last. I just want to double check. This one is still drying, the cover, but I just want to make sure that nothing is sticking out, so that fits in quite beautifully there. Okay, now I'll show you how I do those pockets. So I'll do this one first. All right, so that's going to be in here, and I'm making this kind of a double a faux looking belly band, so you can see there's a pocket here and there's a pocket here. So that means my larger end of this has to be on this side. So I'm going to line up. So I'm taking the page that's next to it, and I'm just going to line it up like this, and that way I get the perfect place where I need to fold. It will make sense once I put it into the journal. So I'm making my fold. And so what I have achieved, I have this longer piece with which I'm going to make that pocket. And then this side is perfectly aligned with all of the other pages. So you'll see here. All right, so now with my longer piece, I'm going to make that pocket, and it's so simple. This is actually going to be glued on later on, you'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm marking with this page. So I don't want, because everything's cut down to size, I don't want any of the pages that I'm adding in now to be larger. So I'm just marking over here where I need to fold. So I'm just doing it a little bit more in. You'll see what I mean. So I'm folding that. And I did it a tiny little bit shorter than this page, only a tiny little bit. And now that that's folded, so that gives me a pocket, but I want to make this faux little belly band looking thing. So I'm just going to fold here. And then I use things like these strips that I just put some sewing through. And we'll come back to that in the embellishing stage, but I keep all of my offcuts like this. So that's that pocket done, and now I've just got one more. Okay, so that one is going to be next to the doily over here. So I want my pocket to be on this side, which means I'm leaving this side longer, which means I need this side to align perfectly with all of my other pages, and that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm aligning it. Then I'm folding it to get the perfect fold. I might take it out just to make sure that this fold is really nice and creased beautifully. So I put that back in to where it's going to go. And then I turn this side, and usually I'll just do the pocket this way just so I can see sort of where I'm lining it up with. And then I open it back up, and I've got my pocket there, which is this pocket here, and I have an envelope in there. And that completes the signature process. So we've got 15 pages folded in half. The next thing we're going to do is the first stage of decorating. So I do all of the sewing, the inking, and the stenciling before I actually bind this into my book. I usually do all of my sewing first, and I start with the pages that are going to be pockets. So I have just done this one here. I pulled the pages out as I need them. I did a straight stitch all the way around, start at the bottom, finish at the top. Next one I'm going to do is this scrapbook page, but before I do that, I just want to ink these edges a little bit, just so everything kind of looks finished. I'm not going to ink the whole page, I'm just going to do this little section here. There will be sewing all around the page, so I don't want to create more work than I have to do. And now I'm going to take this to my sewing machine. I'll speed up through the process. I usually start my sewing around here, and I go all the way around, just straight stitch and finish here. And here we go. And I'll just do a little back stitch here so that this doesn't start unraveling the thread once I cut it. And I'm going to do another little back stitch here where I finish. Here we go. I'm going to trim these threads that goes in here. And now the next thing I'm going to do is this one over here, and I'm going to play around with this one a little bit. So I'm going to do a straight stitch here and then a zigzag stitch all the way around, and then a straight stitch here, just to give it a little bit of variance, I guess. But before I do that, I just want to ink just a little bit this edge over here. I turn my page upside down and I'm going to start down here. So I started sewing and now I'm going to back stitch. And now I'm going to stop maybe about here and change my stitch to zigzag. And then once again changing my stitch to just a straight stitch and a little back stitch here. All that I've done so far is functional stitching, I guess. So I closed my pockets, which of course you can always do with just glue. And so all of my pockets are now closed, and now I'm going to choose some random pages and do some stitching around, just so it looks nice and a little bit different and a little bit fun and a little bit more rich, I guess, but it's totally an optional step. I'm going to choose this page and I'm going to do a straight stitch, but I'm going to wiggle the line around like this. You'll see in a moment. So I've started stitching this page and you can see that it's a wiggly line. So all I'm doing basically is moving the paper around as I'm stitching. So you can see that here now. And then at the end, I really want these two ends to meet. On this page, I didn't do any back stitching. See how nice this looks? I didn't do any back stitching because I wanted this point to be perfect. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the cover and get all of my threads on the inside and then tie a knot in there. And now when I put this page inside my journal, it just gives it a little bit more richness when we have all this stitching showing, in my opinion anyway. And now I want, because this is showing as well, I'm going to do another stitch here and I'm going to do zigzag all the way around. And here we go. So that's all the sewing I'm going to do for this project. It's not much, but it actually looks like there's a lot of sewing involved. And I really love this look when you can see all the different types of stitches. I think it adds so much richness to a journal. I think it looks beautiful. I do have a missed stitch here, but it's just, I'm gonna have to live with that. Next thing I'm going to do is a little bit of stenciling, maybe just 1 or 2 pages, I'll see. So I'll just choose a page. I want to do it on this one here. I might just ink the edges a tiny little bit just so I don't have that stark white look. And now for my stenciling, I am just choosing this stencil that I have here, and I'm going to do just these flowers over here. So I like to cover the other ones so that I don't make a mistake, and you can just use washi tape or masking tape to cover those other spots. And I'm using this makeup brush. So I like to get the ink off on a scrap piece of paper first, just so I don't have areas that get too much ink. Now I'm just going to check. I think that looks all right. And I'm going to do the exact same thing, but on the bottom of this page over here. And I'm happy with that. That's all the stenciling I'm going to do in this journal. If I was to use my stamps, my clear stamps or wooden stamps, I would also do that now before binding the journal, just so I can pull the pages out and have a flat surface. The last thing I'm going to do before binding is I'm just going to add a little bit of inking onto the pages just to distress them a little bit more. Not all, but some. This is a really boring part, especially if I've got 5-6 journals that I'm making. It does make a difference. I don't think you can actually see it in the video very well, but it does actually give it more of a kind of an aged, vintagey kind of look. So if you're inking your pages this way, just be careful that you don't have too much ink on these dabber things, because then it's going to leave circles on your page. It's not going to look good. But my ink is drying out, so when I do this, I don't get too much ink on there. And I'm not kind of pressing down flat, I'm going in just from the edge, so I'm keeping this part lifted off the page. I hope that's making sense. And that's actually all of the inking I'm going to do. I don't want to give myself too much work, so I just do a little bit of inking, a little bit of sewing, a little bit of stenciling, and in the end we have an end product that looks really, really rich, full of little details to look at. Now that all of that is done, my next step is binding the journal. So first I want to place my pages just the way that I like them. So I'm just going to position things the way I like this doily. I want it to be in the middle. I want this to be in the middle as well. You do whatever you prefer. Okay, and now that that's all the way I like, I want to make sure they're all nice and even. Don't want anything sticking out too far. So I like to see these layers. That's sort of what I'm looking at. And now I'm just going to make sure, double check that everything is fitting in nicely into my cover. That looks great. Next thing I'm going to do is I might use this piece of paper, and I'm just going to make myself a little template for the binding. And I'm measuring the exact height of my template, and I'm going to write myself a note that this is the top, and then I'm going to find the middle. And then just approximately do another fold. I don't measure anything, doesn't really matter where, but I will show you in a moment. So what we have now is 3 points. That's my middle. This one. Okay, so I have my 3 points. And now I'm going to place this into my signature, making sure that top is the top. I have to make sure all the pages are turned the right way. I don't want to do my binding and then find that I've bound the pocket upside down or something silly like that. Okay, pop that in there. So usually in bookbinding, I would actually punch the holes in my cover first, but because this is such a thin kind of little journal or thin cover, I'm going to do it all at the same time. So need to find that middle, make sure everything is flush against that cover at the back. And now I'm going to punch the holes where I've got my markings over here. Take out my template. You don't want to be sewing that into your journal. And now I'm just going to pop this back in here just to hold the signatures together. That's the way I do it. You can clip it in and to hold it in place, but this is just the way that I do it. Next thing we need is some waxed thread or whatever thread you're using for your binding. And I'm going to start binding in the middle. So I'll go back over here, everything's held in place, and here's my first stitch. I'll start from the middle, from the inside I mean, and then go to the outside. And now this has been held in place with my pokey tool, so I'm going to take that out and try and get this perfect the first time, and it doesn't always work. It worked this time. It's often quite hard to pull this needle right through, so I use a tool like this, and I'm being very, very careful and just gently pull to help me pull that needle out. And then I go back down through these holes over here and through my cover. Here we go, going back through my cover. And now I want to pull everything nice and tight. So I've pulled everything nice and tight, and I'm going to move this thread this way and hold on to it tight, but I'm being careful. I don't want to be ripping through my paper. And now this is the tricky part usually. So this usually takes me a couple of times, but let's see if it's going to work the first time. And then let's see if that went through. Yeah, it worked the first time. Here we go. I need to use my little tool over here. And now I have one thread on this side of this middle thread and one on the other side. So you might have noticed that I didn't actually cut this to size because I don't like wasting things. So I usually just keep that on. And now I'm going to make sure I'm not wasting any of my thread. And I'm just gently pulling, leaving enough for me to tie a bow. Trim that off, and now I'm going to tie a knot and a little bow. And this journal is now bound. And another thing I like to do is just work it in a little bit. Make sure that these pages are feeling nice and homely in there. Give it a little bit of a nudge. And now we are ready for step 12, embellishing the journal, filling up pockets, adding little details throughout. So let's begin. I have my embellishments ready just so it doesn't take too long, but I'm going to talk you through what I'm doing. So here I'm just adding a little postcard in this pocket. And this actually will help keep this cover nice and firm as well. I'm just going to hold this down with something. Now, here I am creating this little flip down pocket over here. And that's also kind of like a little belly band, and I have a tag in there. So I just took an A4 sheet of paper, tea-dyed, and I cut it down lengthwise like this. And this is what I end up with. And then I just fold it up. I cut little slants over here to make it look like an envelope, and I stamped a little butterfly. And now I'm going to glue this onto my cover, and I'm just going to apply glue here and here so that that's left open. Glue that down. Now I'm going to open it up and just make sure that it's glued down nicely and get any glue seepage, which I've got a little bit there. I want to get it all off so nothing is gluing anything that it's not supposed to. And I'm just going to wait for that to dry before I add my tag. And here I have just popped some postage stamps there, just made a little collage, a little eyelet here, inked the edges, and that's going to go in here. Next thing I might do is just add a little sticker on my first vellum page. So I'm just going to use this little leaf sticker here, just for a little detail. And then on this page I want to add two little things. So I've got a tag and like a little journaling spot. So that's going to be clipped in here, just like that. I might leave these pages as they are because there's already interest here and there's already little details to look at. Now I'm going to work on this piece of paper over here. So what I'm going to do here is make a little pocket because we can't really write on here. So that's the reason why I like to add something like this, and that creates journaling space. So I just stripped down a piece of paper, it's a scrap piece of paper, and sewn around. And now I'm just going to glue the two sides, this one here and this one here, and that will create a little pocket. So I've got my glue on there. And now I'm going to pop this down. I just want to make sure that there's no seepage of the glue because then it might glue my glue to this page over here. And now I just want to make it look a little bit nicer. So I just ripped up a little piece of book page and I'm going to ink these edges. And now I'm just going to add a little sticker just for a little bit of an extra touch. So I've created a little bit of journaling space here and then a pocket, and I'll put something in there. I'm not going to put it all the way in because of my glue that's still drying, so I'll just leave it like that. It's just simple little touches that we're adding, and it's just finishing the journal. Really, there's not much to do. So we just have this pocket over here, and now we're going to make it look nice and pretty. So what I did is I grabbed one of those offcuts and just put it through my sewing machine. I just did a little zigzag line there, and I'm going to be gluing that here. So first I need to cut it to size. Ink up those edges. And now, because I'm going to be applying my glue right on top of this stitching, none of these stitches are going to start to unravel because they will be glued in place. Now I'm going to glue this little flower on there. And now we've created like this little faux looking belly band type thing. It looks a lot more complicated than it is, doesn't it? Very simple to do. Now on this side, I'm just adding this little scrappy piece. It's just a book page, and I've put a little paper flower underneath and some of this tulle, and then I just did some sewing, and that's all that is. So that's going to serve as a little pocket. Okay, so I just want this side here to be glued and the bottom. And now to finish this page, I'm going to add this little scrappy notebook. It was just little scrap pieces of paper I had left over, and I made it into this little notebook. So that's going to go in there. I'm not going to put it all the way down because I don't want it glued, but that's how that is going to look. And while that's drying, I'm going to do this middle of my signature. I'm just going to put little bits and pieces in here. I have this little piece of paper, more journaling space there, and now I'm going to decorate this down here. So I'm just going to glue this little quote down, just vintage it up a little bit. So if you come across things like this in secondhand stores where you have these little quotes and things like that, that's what I use. I just rip them out and then ink the edges, and they look so beautiful in journal, and it's such a beautiful thing to sort of come across and to read in your journal. So I really love that. Now over here I'm going to do a little collage. So I use scrap pieces of paper like this that I tea dye, and then I do some stamping on it, and then I really like to use that in my collaging. And I want ripped and uneven edges. And then I'm also going to use this little offcut piece. So I don't throw anything out. I like to use it all up. Something like this. And I'm going to add this little flower as a final touch. I just want to get rid of the whiteness. And I'm really quite happy with how this looks, and you can see it really doesn't take a lot to make a journal beautiful, and we don't have to keep going and going. It's the little things, I think, that make it look, I don't know, appealing, I guess. On this page over here, I'm just going to decorate this edge, and I'm going to use this. So basically what this is, I have a video on making these scrap paper rolls, and they're just offcuts that I put through my sewing machine, and then I use little snippets of it in my project. So I'm just going to cut the size that I need and glue it down, and here we go. So that's, I think, enough. And I want to keep adding things because I do want to leave journaling space. I'm just going to add a little tag on this page here, and I've applied some eyelash trim on this little paper clip. And now I'm simply going to clip this in over here, and I'm quite happy with that. I have embossed this envelope, and it looks really quite beautiful, and it fits perfectly into this pocket here. I could go ahead and embellish this, but I think it's nice to also leave space if you're gifting it to people or selling it or all that sort of thing. It's nice to leave space for others to add their own touches to a journal. So I don't like overdoing with the embellishing. Now on this one here, I'm just going to add this little flip down envelope. I also have a tutorial on this, so anything that I mention I will link down below. And now for the back cover, I want to do a little collage. I'm going to create 2 pockets. So I have created 2 little pieces of paper, I guess. These are little index cards from Daiso, and I just tea dyed them. And then another piece of that paper that I showed you before, the one that I do lots of stamping on. And now I'm going to just glue these ones together. Something like this, perhaps. I want it to be maybe look something like this. just so they can stay in place when I'm actually gluing them down onto my cover. So I think I want them maybe like this, and then this will be a pocket and this will be a little pocket too. So now I just am going to apply glue here and down the bottom to make that a pocket. And I just want to embellish this just a little bit more, tie it all in together so that it looks like a one collage piece rather than two pieces of paper stuck together. And I'm going to finish it off with adding a little stamp. And now I'm going to add a little journaling spot in the large pocket, and then a little journaling spot in this little pocket over here, just like this. I really like how that looks. And then the final piece is another journaling spot that I'm going to put into this back pocket, and this also serves as an extra little piece, of course, to write on, and extra protection for our back cover. And that's all of the embellishing that I'm going to do in this journal. I'll give you a quick flip through so you can see the final result all at once. And that's our cover. And now over here I want to put this in here now that it's dry. That looks like that. This opens up. I've got a postcard in there. I'm just going to do a quick flip through because you already know what's in here. It's the little details that give the richness to a journal. There's still plenty of place and space for writing. We've got these here, so easy to make. The middle of the signature, I really love how everything's tying in together. And here we go, the journal is complete and ready to go. The last thing I have to do is pop these on screen side by side so you can take a screenshot. I'll do that next. But just to let you know, I will list these journals in my Etsy shop. If anyone wants to purchase one, the link will be down below. Here's your chance to take a screenshot or copy the notes if you like. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today, for watching this video. And now for the last sheet over here. I hope you had fun. I hope you will have more fun. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!